Hello and welcome to the March edition of Campus Connections, a monthly video show that highlights the people and places that make up Quinsigamond Community College. I'm Dr. Luis Pedraja, your host, the president of the college. And this month, in honor of Women's History Month, we are going to be talking to a remarkable group of women who work at QCC. And thank you for taking the time out of your busy day today to speak with me during Women's History Month. So let me start by asking you a few questions, and please feel free to answer and share a little bit about yourself and your experience. So the first question is, can each of you share with me what it's like working in your position in the higher education industry? We'll start over here.
Hi, I'm Ashley Givens, the Director of Student Life and Leadership here at QCC. I have been here for almost 2 years. There are so many women that are in higher leadership at QCC, and so it allows for a lot of growth, a lot of mentorship, and a lot of goals to reach that height, goals that maybe didn't appear possible at my other institutions. So that, I would say, is probably the best part about working at QCC is the women leadership.
Hello, everyone. I am Gracie Curtis, and I am a communications dispatcher at Quinsigamond Community College Police. I love this campus. I'm thankful to Chief Furtaco, Deputy Chief DiGiovanni, and my coworker Carl for giving me a massive opportunity. I'm passionate about these students here who come from all walks of life, and being a woman here and working with these fantastic women that are around me and across this campus, I'm forever thankful.
I'm Lou Costa. I work in the president's office at QCC. I've been with the college in my 17th year. Working in higher ed for me has afforded me a lot of opportunities for growth and advancement. So in the role I'm in now, I find that I do have a lot more peers across the state, which has been a great support.
Hi, my name is Haley LaFortune, and I am a student at QCC and the president of She Club. I would say being a student in higher education at QCC has been really amazing. Most of my STEM classes have been female professors, and so it's been a really wonderful environment to learn.
Hi, I'm Kathy Manning, and I am the Dean for Workforce Development and Continuing Education here at QCC. And I have been here for 19 years, and I was in higher ed prior to coming to QCC. And I guess I would say that my time at QCC has been transformative for me. It's transformed who I am as I have walked the journey of so many of our students that I never would have come into contact with had I not been here. But it's also been transformative for the people that we work with. For me, that's been tremendously satisfying, and I think that's what keeps me here year after year.
Hi, my name's Lisa Gurnick. I'm the Director of Athletics here at Quinsigamond, and I've been here, almost 26 years now. I'm actually a graduate from Quinsig twice. In my position, it's always fun. It's challenging. There's not many females in my position. More and more, it's growing, especially amongst the four-year colleges. It just makes it a lifelong experience, and I hope to share it with all the students.
Would any of you like to share what your favorite moment might be in your job, a highlight, a real positive thing?
So I'd like to share a story about a young woman who came through the Center for Workforce Development. She didn't think that she could do it, and it was our job to support her through this program and get her into a job. And she really flourished in this job and did extremely well in the workplace. And I ran into her a couple of years later, and she shared with me that that entry-level position gave her the confidence to continue her educational journey. And she's now today working as a registered nurse and never would have taken that first step if she didn't have a supportive network of people behind her. And that is why we come to work every day. And I love those stories.
So what challenges do you think women face in higher education due to their gender?
Some of my classes are very male-dominated, And it can be very challenging to not understand something and feel like you can't ask about it because there's a pressure and there's a stereotype of women not being good at something like math. If I feel like I don't understand something or I have to ask a question or get an answer wrong, I feel like I'm not only letting myself down, but I'm being that stereotype. I'm letting all women down.
So can each of you tell me who is your role model?
So I have a younger sister who is currently a freshman in high school, and not a day goes by where I'm not proud of her. I love her tremendously. She is a fine young woman of color, and of course, with all siblings, you joke around and you might tease each other sometimes. Every once in a while, I might say, there's no way you're going to do that. And she always comes back and proves me wrong, and I could not be any more proud of her.
Michelle Tufo is my role model. As a Black woman, seeing another Black woman own her power, make things happen, is a force. Yesterday, I was in an event with her, and she said, well, call me because we'll get this into the Worcester public school system. And I have to tell you, I believed her. I was like, I looked at our speaker and was like, Frank, if there's anyone, it's Michelle Tufo. And so I think it's about representation a lot, you know, as I get older, looking towards other Black women that are in power, that are looking to bring other women, all women up behind them and with them. So I think for today, Michelle Tufo is my role model, and I hope to achieve what she has achieved at QCC.
So I think that I've always thought of my grandmother as my role model. She was a woman that was born in 1903, before women could vote. Yet that woman went out, she got an education, she got a master's degree in the early 1900s, and at one point was the only married school teacher in the city of Boston. And I hope that my kids would look at me, and their kids will look at me that way too, because we really do have a transformative effect on future generations.
My role model is Selena Bourrier. And most people will know why, because she is a fabulous person who just could do anything with grace. I look up to her a lot. I'm so happy and fortunate to have had the years together that we did.
I think ultimately it's my mom. She has been diagnosed with cancer 4 separate times, and she was always there for me, despite what she was going through. She is strong, but she's also very kind. She's very forgiving. She's very gentle, and those are really traditional feminine qualities, but she imparted them in me, and you don't usually see people like that in leadership roles, but I'm the president of the She Club, and I think I do very well with those qualities in the way I lead.
We had an athletic director at Massasoit. Her name was Julie Mulvey. She played basketball her whole life. She was also a regional director, so everybody looked up to her, but she did that with grace. And she just got inducted into the UMass Hall of Fame for women. So
do you feel we're moving in the right direction for gender equity?
So I think we're moving, but I don't think we're moving fast enough. I wish we were moving faster. It frustrates me no end to see that traditional female-dominated occupations still are at the lower end of the wage scale. And I think we need to really pay attention to, you know, how we are looking at women in the workforce in those traditional roles, and the value that those bring to society.
We are moving, but in some ways we are moving backwards. And I'll leave that there. But I think when I think of QCC and equity, I think that we are moving in the right direction. We are moving at a quick speed, I think, since Kevin has arrived. Until all women, non-binary, trans women are respected as women, it will never be equal. But I do have faith in the younger generations that are coming. specifically the generation that I'm raising, they are being raised with inclusivity as just a part of life. And so I do have hope that we will get where we need to be, but we've got a lot of work to do. But I have to say, at QCC, I don't worry about that, and I don't feel that here.
I give a tremendous amount of props to caretakers and lots of women who are raising children, because I feel as though they have to choose between raising a family or pursuing their dreams, ambitions, and goals, and it shouldn't have to be that way.
And as we conclude, what do you, and you look forward into the future, what do you think the future holds for women?
We will run the world one day.
I would hope to see equal pay for equal work and equity across the board, and a home-work balance that is real, that people understand.
I would also hope to see equity, and we live in a society that was built for men, and women have to make a lot of sacrifices. They don't go through a lot of the same things women do, and we need to create a whole world that acknowledges both and creates a space that women can exist, because they go through childbirth, menstruation, and it needs to include men and women and everything in between.
So as a mother of 2 young women, my hope is that women will continue to see the value of supporting and holding one another up versus tearing them down. It happens too much, and when women come together, like Ashley said, we're going to run the world someday, and I can't wait for that day.
I love that answer. I have a 14-year-old, and I'm already seeing it now. There is no gender. There is no, everyone is equal. So if we keep doing what we're doing here at our level and our age, our children are going to grow up where this may not be an issue.
We need more women in public safety. There's no doubt in any of our minds. We need more people of color in public safety. We need better representation. And I think QCC is a fantastic start, providing fantastic service and providing a safe, accessible campus to everyone. I believe that, once again, progress is slow, but we're going to get there.
Hearing the comments, I have no doubts that at least the people here will be able to run the world one day. And I certainly hope that we see more balance and equity in our roles. Thank you for your candor today. And it's only by having this kind of discussions that are candid that we can move forward and make change. So thank you. Thank you for all your stories and all your comments. Be sure to watch next month's edition of Campus Connections. Thank you.